Welcome back, wrestling WWE fans. Tonight, we are diving into one of the most shocking, emotionally charged, and heartbreaking stories to emerge from behind the WWE curtain. A story of love, loyalty, betrayal, and the kind of human pain that stretches far beyond the squared circle. From the outside looking in, Bianca Belair and Montez Ford have always been the power couple of WWE. They radiated joy, success, and an almost unshakable bond that made them fan favorites. But sometimes, what looks perfect on camera can be far from the reality backstage. Rumors started spreading quietly, whispers from the locker room, glimpses caught in passing, a smile that lingered too long, an embrace that didn't quite look like friendship. The names at the heart of this storm: Bianca Belair and Jimmy Uso. Please like, share and subscribe for more WWE content. Alright, we're halfway through, and things are about to take a serious turn. If you thought you knew where this was going, think again. This is where the real drama unfolds. Stay tuned, because the best is yet to come. At first, no one wanted to believe it. Jimmy, known for his own complex personal life, was never far from controversy. But Bianca, the est of WWE, the woman who had built her entire brand on strength, loyalty, and pride. It felt impossible, and yet, those who were there say the moments were real. A late-night conversation in the hallway. A laugh shared when the cameras weren't rolling. Subtle, but undeniable, enough to make Montez Ford's heart sink when he heard about it from someone he trusted. For Montez, this wasn't just a rumor. This was his world falling apart. He had built his life and his future with Bianca, a woman he believed would always be by his side. To even imagine her caught getting too close to another man, especially someone like Jimmy Uso, was unbearable. Backstage sources describe Montez as devastated. Not angry at first, not explosive, but broken. He carried himself through the locker room with the weight of despair pressing on his chest. For a man known for his charisma, his energy, his vibrant spirit, the silence was deafening. Bianca, on the other hand, has remained quiet. She has not addressed the situation, nor has she attempted to publicly defend herself. But silence can sometimes speak louder than words, and her distance only fuels the fire of speculation. And then there's Jimmy Uso. A man torn between his family legacy, his reputation, and the shadows that seem to follow him everywhere. For Jimmy, scandal is nothing new. But this time, it isn't just about him, it's about breaking apart another man's home. The tragedy here isn't just the possible betrayal, it's the ripple effect it causes. Friends become enemies. Trust becomes doubt. The locker room, usually bonded by a shared dream, is suddenly divided by whispers and questions of loyalty. For fans, this is more than just drama. These are real people with real relationships. Montez Ford is not just a performer, he is a husband, a man who believed in forever. And Bianca is not just the est, she is a woman whose every move is under a microscope, every choice dissected by millions. WWE thrives on storylines of betrayal and scandal, but when reality starts to blur with fiction, the consequences are much deeper. This isn't just about ratings. This is about human hearts breaking in real time. Some have pointed to Bianca's grueling schedule, her constant spotlight, and the pressure that comes with being one of WWE's biggest stars. The idea that cracks can form under pressure is not unthinkable. Even the strongest can falter when the weight becomes too much. For Montez, though, this isn't about the spotlight. This is about the woman he loves. He has given everything to her, supported her, stood proudly in her corner. To see her possibly drift into the arms of someone else, that's a wound deeper than any physical injury. And let's not forget, the WWE world is no stranger to family breakdowns. We've seen the heartbreak of divorces, the grief of lost loved ones, and the chaos of scandals that shake entire locker rooms. This story is simply another chapter in that long, painful history. What makes it hit harder is the humanity of it all. You can feel Montez's pain even if you've never been in his shoes. You can understand Bianca's silence, whether it's guilt, confusion, or self-protection. And you can see Jimmy's role in this as both reckless and tragic. This is where wrestling mirrors life itself. Underneath the bright lights and championship gold, these are people fighting battles that we may never fully understand. Fame doesn't shield you from heartbreak. Success doesn't protect you from scandal. For Montez, the next step is unclear. Does he forgive? Does he walk away? Does he turn his pain into fury inside the ring? No matter what happens, the world will be watching, and that's both the blessing and the curse of life in WWE. Bianca, meanwhile, stands at a crossroads. If the rumors are true, she risks losing not only her husband but the respect of millions. If they're not, then silence could be her undoing. Either way, the weight of this drama hangs heavy over her every move. And Jimmy, his legacy, already complicated, now teeters on the edge of further disgrace. Family tension, personal scandal, and now whispers of betrayal, it all piles on top of a man already burdened by demons. The real tragedy here is not the scandal itself, but the loss of trust. Once broken, it can never fully return. No matter how this story ends, Montez and Bianca will never look at each other the same way again. That's the kind of scar that never fades. WWE may use this moment to build storylines, but the reality behind the curtain is far more painful. The performers we cheer for are human beings, living lives filled with love, loss, and sometimes devastating betrayal. As fans, we watch, we speculate, we judge, but we must also remember that these stories are not just entertainment. They are echoes of real heartbreak, real despair, and real lives unraveling in front of us. And so we close with this thought. In wrestling, as in life, loyalty is everything. Once it's gone, what remains is only shadows. Whether Bianca and Montez find a way forward, or whether this story marks the end of a love once thought unbreakable, the truth is that behind the glitz of WWE lies the fragile humanity of its stars. This is more than scandal. This is about love, loss, loyalty, and the fragile bonds that hold us together. In the end, wrestling may be scripted, but the heartbreak of betrayal is always real.